the south of France, just about an hour and a half from Marseille, and the sun is starting to shine nicely on us today. We've been a bit cloudy and overcast all day and very windy out there, but the wind seems to have dropped, and we are going to go racing for the first race in the Formula Cup. Qualifying took place earlier, so these guys have had a busy old day today to get to where we are now. And we've got some new names and faces on the grid as well to keep us occupied and enthralled, I'm sure, over the next couple of, well, 20 minutes, in fact, as the cars start to peel out of the pit lane now. There is Dylan Estra, who rejoins us for hopefully what we think will be a full season for Formula Motorsport, just 16 years old. He's raced in French Formula 4 and raced in Ultimate Cup for Magny-Cours and Paul Ricard at the end of the season. So looking forward to seeing how he does. He got 2 wins and 3 second places and finished 10th overall, considering he only did 2 rounds. So they all start to peel around this track as we start to get ready to go racing. First race of the season. We'll have 3 races in the Hoosier Formula Cup, and shortly we'll head down to the grid and hear from Chris Stevens. He will be bringing us all the action from the grid. It will be Hugh Barter on pole position, car number 22, who has joined the championship this season, but he is by far probably one of the most talented out there. So let's head down to the grid
for a brand new season of the recently rebranded Hoosier Formula Cup. A series of young hopefuls are vying for a championship crown and a place on the European Endurance Prototype grid in 2026. And a lot of it made possible by the new relationship with Hoosier Tyres. I'm with Andre from Hoosier. Great to have you with us as a title partner for this year.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very excited too. It's our first race of the season. We signed a pretty long contract with the Ultimate Cup Series, so I'm really stoked to see the young guys and also the gentleman drivers to run on our tires for this season.
It's our first time that we've had spec machinery across the board. The Tartus F318 chassis now being used by everybody. That must make your life a little bit easier in terms of prepping the tires for the cars.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's also a good decision from Ultimate Cup Series, of course, to run with one specification for the full season, so it's easier to compare and then also to get the drivers aligned with the cars, with the setup, and of course for the tires as well.
I mean, we're going to some quite varied locations. It's been nice and lovely here, but we're expecting quite warm weather in Aragon as well. We've had lots of rain over the past couple of years as well. So it's quite a wide job that these Hoosier tyres have to do.
Yes, absolutely. So we selected a compound already last year. We started with our development actually 2 years ago. And we selected a compound which is very widespread, so you can really use it from very low temperatures, like in the morning, you know, it was really cold, freezing, a bit wind, but also with hot temperatures, so it's a very good compound.
And lastly, lots of great prizes on offer for these drivers. Big thanks to Hoosier for that as well. What is up for grabs here? We've got the Prototype Cup Drive. What else is on there?
Yeah, actually there's a prize money out of that for one of the top drivers then who is winning the series. So this will definitely help to grow and elevate the series as well, to attract more drivers, potential new guys, new guns. You know, they are always looking for that. So that's what we wanted to support.
Absolutely fantastic to have Hoosier with us in the Hoosier Formula Cup this year. Andre, thank you for your time. If you guys want to come with me, we're going to go and have a word with our pole sitter, hopefully Winfield Racing driver Hugh Barter. It's double pole position for Hugh, and it was only 27 thousandths of a second between himself and Nano Lopez in Q1, which is what's set the grid for this first race of the season. Final checks being done and getting his car into place for when they do the burnout. And I feel like I'm going to interrupt this conversation. Quick radio check being done there, I think. And I don't want to interrupt the conversation between engineer and driver, but the engineer's gone. Hugh! Hi, can we have a quick word? How are you feeling?
Good, as always.
You're back in France after some trips across Europe. What's it like being back at Paul Ricard?
Good. I mean, it's been, I think, 2 years now since I've been here. So hopefully I can take that experience from, past events and bring it here, especially it's a long run down to turn one, so it's important to get a good start.
It was only 27 thousandths between you and Nano Lopez in Q1. You expecting a big fight from him?
I mean, yeah, we see. Obviously, this track can provide some good racing. Hopefully on my side, I'm able to just drive away and have a simple race, but that might not be the case. We see.
Good luck out there. Ex-Formula 3 driver, of course, Hugh Barter starting on pole position. Don't want to interrupt any of the photos that are being had out here. 3-minute board is about to be displayed, so I think I'm about to get chucked off the grid. So with that in mind, let's keep an eye on Hugh Barter from pole position. Nano Lopez now full-time in the F3R class. We're very excited to see what the Argentinian can do. Let's go up to our commentary teams.
Thank you so much, Chris. You will get chucked off the grid very shortly indeed. So lovely there to hear from our pole sitter, Hugh Barter. As Chris said, he is pretty experienced as a racing driver out there. He's rookie at the moment, and last race in 2023 Formula 3 Championship with Campos Racing. He's also competed in Spanish F4 and French F4, and he finished runner-up in 21 and 2022 respectively. He was born in Japan, but also, as you heard from the accent, had a little bit of an Australian twang, and will be racing for Winfield Racing. Also, Nano Lopez was mentioned there. The Argentinian will be with us all season, which is great news to see Nano Lopez, who was incredibly competitive when he raced last season, and he said that the local media were talking about Ultimate Cup, so he got involved in it, and his manager targeted the category because they were racing a Tatis and Frecker, and he thought this was the ideal place to start in single-seaters. Before this round, though, he'd only actually done 2 years of karting and 1 test in single-seaters, so he very quickly got up to speed. And he started in the front row in race 1, and he did go to dominating class, and then 3 wins in the Formula Renault 2.0 in Italy and 3 more in Magny Cours, including an overall victory as well ahead of the rest of the field. And he moved then up to the Formula 3 regional 13-inch tyres for the season finale, which took place here in Paul Ricard. And he thought that it was very powerful, the car, and had more aero than the Formula Renault. Well, it's a bit of a quicker car, the S3R 13 inches, which is what all of the drivers will be on this time round. We've got some gentleman drivers out there and some rookies as well. And also Hoosier having the overall championship also. Some names that you will remember as well from last year, and also Solin Amrouche is joining for Lamo Racing. And car number 95, green flag then at the back. And we will be going racing shortly after the formation lap gets underway. And it looks like someone's pulled to the side a little bit there. I think maybe just waiting their turn, but I hope someone hasn't stopped on the start-finish straight there. We'll have to check in a minute. Looks like they've got going in the background, but they pulled quite aggressively over to the left suddenly, so I was a bit worried they were pulling off the racing line. But formation lap then underway for the first race of the Formula Cup. Other drivers to be looking out for that are new is Aaron Ferranzo, who is a rookie as well for Winfield Racing. And Alexandre Lima rejoins as well. Only joined a couple of races last time. Other than that, we've got quite a similar lineup to last time, and quite a lot of cars as well. 18 cars out there. So it'll be Hugh Barter from Nano Lopez and Dylan Estra behind. Aaron Ferranzo behind. Matteo Valentin as well is a new name on the grid. Laurent Vutic will start 6th. Christophe Ernie in 7th. Auburn Robert Prince in 8th. Alain Boucher 9th. Frédéric Boileau in 10th. Walter Ricard 11th. Frédéric Morin in 12th. Amrouche in 13th. Gilles de Pierre 14th. Alexandre Lima. Craig McClatchy 16th. Philip Darrick, and then Thierry Malholm in 18th, rounding up the back of the grid. So the champion from last year, Enzo Richer, has moved up to, is still in the championship, but has moved elsewhere into the Kennel GT Endurance Cup and has just been out qualifying. So it shows that this really is a championship that sees drivers move up places, and they know this track incredibly well. Obviously been on the calendar for a while now, has Paul Ricard, and the drivers just in general know it very well. It's always been used for testing, and obviously Formula One came around here from 1970s onwards, really. It was built back in 1969, but it became a racetrack in 1971. So to the right of your screen, that is Hugh Barter on debut in the Formula Cup. Hoosier, of course, supporting them this season. 20 minutes on the clock, and alongside him is Nano Lopez. Dylan Estra will be third behind. That is 5 rookies at the top, and this will be a battle to watch out for. So as the final cars will line up at the back of the grid, we will go racing for 20 minutes around a very sunny now and slightly warm Paul Ricard. So medical car at the back takes its place. Green flag will be flying at the back, and we will go racing for 20 minutes around Paul Ricard in the first of the Formula Cup. Lights will start going, and we will see 5 lights, and they will go out, and we will be racing in Paul Ricard. Green flag is going, and it is a good start there from Hugh Barter, who immediately manages to lead the way. Bad start, though, from Nano Lopez, who has dropped back a little there. That's Dylan Estra, car number 23, looking to go around the outside into turn 1, but can't do it there. So he will have to slot in behind Hugh Barter, indeed. And then Dylan Estra, you can see the top 2 now pulling away. Dylan Estra has taken 2nd place from Nano Lopez. So a good start then from Dylan Estra, who is already all over the back of Hugh Barter at the front. It was a good start from Hugh. There's a spin there. I can't quite see who it is, but luckily not caught up by anyone. That's at turn 4. So yellow flags out at turn 4. And as soon as I see it on the timing screens, or it might be Frédéric Boileau, who might be stuck at the moment, spinning the wrong way in turn 4. So 18 minutes down, yellow flags are out in sector 1 for that spin. But it's Hugh Barter leading the way at the moment, still commanding the way, pole position. Let's see the spin then. It was, looked like there was a tag there, and luckily nobody got caught up behind. I think it was Alexandre Lima who managed to get out of the way there. So this is Frédéric Mohan being hunted down by Amrouche behind. For Walter Ricard behind. And the lead then is still Hugh Barter, setting fast times out there. That's the battle here, and that's Nano Lopez battling it out with Aaron Fiorenzo. And it is Nano Lopez that manages to get through there on the Winfield Racing driver and manages to keep 3rd place. Dylan Estra is putting the pressure, though, on Hugh Barter at the front. I think we're going to see these 2 names quite a lot this championship. And Dylan Estra has definitely been someone to be watching throughout the whole of this championship so far. Like I said, raced in French Formula 4 2 seasons ago. last season actually. He managed to pick up second place. Ooh, he's going to look in the inside there, but not able to do it at turn 4. And has to slot in behind still. Not putting too much pressure is Dylan Estre. However, he is pretty fast there. Another spin there. That is again at turn 4. And that is Laurent Vutic. And unfortunately here looks like we've got someone pulling off to the side, which is car 33. I couldn't quite see what the issue was there. Unfortunate there for Thierry Malholm for Lamo Racing. Doesn't look like he's going to continue this race. Green flag's now at turn 5, so after that spin, we are going to continue at racing speed. So, well, that is Thierry Malholm. Problem with the front suspension, maybe. An issue there. Incident at turn 5 involving car number 95 is under investigation. There's Solin and Rouge for Lamo Racing. So Lamo Racing not having the best day at all at the moment, with one car in the pits and one car under investigation. Yellows then seem to be out in, I'm not sure where, first sector. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there in the first sector. It seems to be yellows in sector 1 and sector 3. So they'll all have to go at the speed of a yellow flag around sector 1. So you can't overtake, obviously. So there are yellows out in all but one sector. So it is Hugh Barter leading the way from Dylan Estre in second. Another rookie, Matteo Valentin, behind in third, and Nano Lopez in fourth. So it's all rookies in the top 5 until you get to Christophe Ernie in 6th. And again, we're seeing we don't get mandatory pit stops in this championship. So that is the Graf team. That's Alessandra Lima coming in. And that is unfortunate as we lose another car just pulling into the pit lane. So it's not what you want to see at this point in the race. And the team at Graf take a look at the back, and there looks like, is there a bit of a scuff there? It looks like, yeah, Alexandra Lima might have had a bit of a touch there from another car, because there is scuffing on that Hoosier tyre, and it's meant to say Hoosier, but it says Hoosier. So there you go. Right, all yellow flags have gone now. The racing has continued, and we go full throttle again as Hugh Barter still leads the way with less than 15 minutes left on the clock. Dylan Estre still hunting him down behind. But at the moment, you have to say Hugh Barter is doing an incredible job here to keep Dylan Estre behind. And that is an important thing to do. And hopefully we will see these drivers stay out for the full season. We've got 6 rounds of the Hoosier Formula Cup, and each one has 3 races. We go Paul Ricard, Mugello, Portimao, Aragon, Magny-Cours, and then we come back here to Paul Ricard again. So nearly 7 tenths between these two as they cross the timing beam. And then just behind is Matteo Valentin on his debut, as well as Nano Lopez. So top 4 really not separated by that much at all. Nano Lopez looking up the inside there, not close enough as we get to this tricky turn 4, which seems to be catching a couple of drivers out soon. Oh, that's a lunge and a half from Nano Lopez, looking to go around the outside of turn 4 into 5. But unable to do it there. And down the Mistral straight then, as Nano Lopez sticks behind. Oh, looks to the left, looks to the right. A bit of weaving there. Got to be careful as we head into turns 8 and 9. And back along the straight. It looks like Dylan Estre's dropped back a little bit there, but the battle behind for 3rd and 4th is definitely on. As we come up to turn 10, And it looks like, once again, Mateo Lopez has managed to take back second place after losing it very briefly to Nano Lopez there, as we head into the tricky turns 11, 12, 13, 14, before we get back onto the start-finish straight. Behind the trees they go, and it looks like Nano Lopez is going to have to sit behind Mateo for a bit longer, but he's looking to do it here as we head into the final corner, and he's very close to the rear of that car. He is determined to get past before the end of the race, is Nano Lopez, and he has been an absolutely incredible racer that we've seen come join the championship. Actually drops back a little bit then as we go past the start-finish straight, but will he be able to do it here into turn one? He's all over the back, is Nano Lopez, looking to get round Valentin any way you can, and you're not going to do it there into turn one that far back, I'm afraid, as he desperately tries to take the last place on the podium. And he manages to do it here. Is he going to hang him out to dry? No. Closes the door, does Valentin, on Nano Lopez. Doesn't let him through. Good defending here from car 59 on his debut in the championship. And he's not allowing Nano Lopez through here. Artline Virage will be very happy with how hard he's been defending. And he's following him, and every single movement that he does here is Nano Lopez. Still at the front is Hugh Barter, leading the way from Dylan Estra. And here then is the battle that we've been watching for third and fourth. Will Nano Lopez be able to get through on Valentin and manage to get himself up there? Dylan Estra joined us for Magny Cours and Paul Ricard. And he did pick up 2 wins overall and a couple of third places as well. So he's been enjoying stretching his legs in this championship. Nano Lopez still remains behind Matteo Valenti. Looking to the inside line there. Is he going to do it? Goes a bit wide, pushes him slightly off the track, actually. It's a drag race to the line. Can he do it here? Nano Lopez is alongside him. They're side by side, crossing the line past the start-finish straight. Nano Lopez isn't going to have the line here, though, because it's a left-hander into turn one, but he's going to hang him out here. Oh, and he outbraked him. Brilliant from Nano Lopez there. It was the last of the late breakers, and it was Nano Lopez who came out on top. Brilliant racing from the two there, still side by side, heading into turn four, into turn three. And these two are battling it to the end. Here's the tricky corner of turn 4 and 5. And Nano Lopez is the one that stays in front. Onto the Mistral straight then, and it looks like Nano Lopez, with a bit of clean air, is managing to stretch his legs a little bit now and pull away from car number 59, Matteo Valentin, as they head towards turns 8 and 9 and back along the rest of the straight towards turn 10 as the leader heads past Hugh Barter, still being chased down by Dylan Estra, but Nano Lopez is the victor between those two for now, and has managed to pull a little bit of time between the two of them and pull away from Matteo Valenti. So good battling from these two. You can see there Nano Lopez has managed to pull out quite a lead now from Valenti. So elsewhere in the field, the top gentleman at the moment is Christoph Erning in 6th place. from Auburn Robert Prince in 7th and Alain Boucher in 8th. Other drivers with, ooh, a bit of a mistake maybe there into turns 4 and 5 from Dylan Estra, went a bit wide. And lost a bit of time on the leader there, Hugh Barter. As you can see there, visually dropped back a little bit now from the man leading the way from pole position, Hugh Barter, racing under the Australian flag, born in Japan though, and he's looking to be a real contender in this championship. He's definitely going to be one to be looking out for, is the 19-year-old. As I said, raced in Formula 3 Championship in 2023. The Spanish F4 and French F4 vice champion as well. Finished 19th in the FIA Formula 3 Championship, but he didn't compete in the final round in Monza. Best results was a 6th in Spain. Oh, looks like we've got another retiree in the pit lane, Winfield Racing. That is Craig McClatchy, car number 10. Yes, it is. The 62-year-old obviously getting an issue. He competed in 2 rounds, did the Australian in 2024 in Portugal, and Paul Ricard. So it looks like he's got an issue. He also raced quite a lot in New South Wales and in Australia Formula Open in 2023, and he's also raced in the Radicals, but got the back of that car visible, which is never a good sign. This is the battle here from Solly Namrouche being chased down by Gilles de Pierre in the pink car behind. And then at the front here, Dylan Estra, who is racing for, my notes say Formula Motorsport, but he's got Ricard written on his car, which would make sense, yes. Walter Ricard racing for Formula Motorsport. As long as Dylan Estra. So Hugh Barter still leading the way from Dylan Estra. Nano Lopez still in 3rd place at the moment. Matteo Valenti is down in 4th. Ferranzo in 5th. On debut, he'll be pleased with that one if it remains like this. Auburn Robert Prince has managed to get past Christophe Ernie up to 6th place. Alain Boucher still sitting in 8th. And Solly Namrouche sitting 9th at the moment, still being chased down by Gilles de Pierre behind. Racing for overall position, but also in different categories. So Solly Namrouche is in the rookie category, Gilles de Pierre in the gentleman. Less than 3 minutes left on the clock then, as these guys are enjoying their time out in the south of France. Sun shining down on them now, the most sunshine we've had all day. And as it stands, it looks like Hugh Barter is going to get a very comfortable lead on debut in the Hoosier Formula Cup Race 1. There's plenty more racing to come from these guys, of course. This is just the first race of 3. Race 2 getting underway tomorrow morning, quite early, 9 o'clock local time. Was there a mistake then from Hugh Barter? Because suddenly, I think he was behind a little bit of traffic there from a back marker being in the way. Not being in the way, his right to be there, or their right to be there. But it looked like it gave Dylan Estra just the ability to close that gap a little bit. So not as comfortable as he was hoping at this point for Hugh Barter, but still leading the way as they make their way around the final few corners and back onto the start-finish straight for probably, I would say, the last lap of the race, but I'll wait to see that is confirmed. If not, it'll be one more lap of the back of this, and this, in theory, will be the final race of the final lap of the race. So 8:55 tomorrow. There will be the Hoosier race 2, and then at 11:35 will be the final race of the weekend for these guys. So penultimate lap probably here. Oh, big oversteer there, a snap of oversteer, and then he cuts the corner as well, does Dylan Estra. So tyres starting to maybe go a little bit out there, but that gives a very comfortable lead for Hugh Barter. He'll be happy that he was having Dylan Estra breathing down his neck at one point, and getting that snap of oversteer is not going to help his campaign of trying to go for the win here. Hugh Barter has so far had a dream start to the championship on pole position. Heading up to turn 10, then are the 2 leaders of the pack. You can only really have 1 leader of the pack, but you know what I mean. As Hugh Barter on debut looks like he's going to take the first comfortable win of the season. And wrap this one up in style, pole position. And then indeed, the win also puts him top of the championship. Don't need to do any maths to do that one. And the final lap obviously being shown there. Time has ticked down, which means that he's coming around probably to the final few corners now to take his first win of the championships, does Hugh Barter. So very experienced is the Aussie as he crosses the line. Checkered flag is out there waiting for him, and Hugh Barter on debut makes it pole position and his first win of the Hoosier Formula Cup. Takes himself to the top of the timing screen. Dylan Estra had to settle for second place despite putting pressure on Hugh Barter for that win. Nano Lopez crosses the line 3rd after overtaking Matteo Valentin, also on debut. 5 rookies are in the top, with Franzo crossing the line in 5th, Auburn Robert Prince in 6th, Christophe Ernie in 7th. Alain Boucher will cross the line in 8th, and here we are here, Soline Amrouche still being hunted down by Gilles de Pierre, and actually, ooh, I wasn't sure about that then. Gilles de Pierre looked like he was going to do a last-minute lunge on the final corner of the track, but unfortunately didn't manage to make it work, so crosses the line but still picks up points from Soline Amrouche, who is also on debut. She'll be pleased with that one, I'm sure, as she picks up points in her first race. Gilles de Pierre then crossing the line in 10th. Leader of the gentlemen is Auburn Robert Prince, Christophe Ernie in 7th, Alain Boucher in 8th. As the final few cars just make their way round to take the checkered flag. So if you want to see more from the Hoosier Formula Cup, please do make sure you join us on the stream tomorrow morning. Start time 8:55 local time. 20 minutes will continue tomorrow as well. And then the final race of the Hoosier Formula Cup will be at 11:35. and that is a 20-minute race as well. All 20-minute races on these new Hoosier tyres, which have been pretty impressive out there. And we are very grateful to have Hoosier on the package with us, supporting what I think is a pretty good championship in the Hoosier Formula Cup. We had some of the best racing last year with these single-seaters, and I'm hoping for more of that this year. So Hugh Barter lines up in first place. And he will be incredibly pleased with that one for Winfield Racing, especially with Craig McClatchy down in the pit lane and not finishing this race, his fellow Aussie counterpart. Alexandra Lima, Laurent Vutic and Thierry Malholm all not finishing, and they're not classified in this race. So some reliability issues out there for some of them. They'll have these niggles to sort out, I'm sure. And hopefully we can hear from Hugh Barter very shortly. Dylan Estra lines up then second after battling hard with Hugh Barter. He's going to be one to watch out for, isn't he, Hugh Barter? Chris Stevens down there. Let's head down while he takes his earpieces out and hear from Hugh Barter.
Yes, I'm down with race one. Hugh Barter. Yeah, sorry, it is a bit sunny now. That was really great. You had Dylan keeping you honest all the way through, but you kept crashing.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Dylan was on me the entire race. I think we changed something in the car that maybe wasn't ideal, but was able to manage it and yeah, come away with a win.
Absolutely fantastic. Back in France and immediately back to winning ways.
So, nice to hear briefly from Hugh Barter. I think we had a few issues with the sound there, so unfortunately couldn't quite hear the end of the interview, but lovely still to hear him chatting away. Hugh Barter then takes his first win of the season, and I think probably the first win of many this season if he continues to join us for the whole season, which I hope he does. Sometimes we get a couple of drivers that come in just for a few races, and I'm hoping Hugh Barter will be with us for the entirety. So Hugh Barter then takes his first win from Dylan Estra, and we will have more Ultimate Cup action coming for you, of course, soon. Do make sure you join us tonight as well for the European Endurance Prototype Cup, which will get underway at around 6:30 local time, so half an hour's time. Here we are then. Here is the overall classification. Hugh Barter leading the way, picking up a win from Dylan Estra, who finished nearly a second behind. Nano Lopez in third, Valentin in fourth, Ferranzo in fifth, Auburn Robert Prince in sixth, Christina Herney in seventh, eighth was Alain Boucher, Gilles de Pierre, and Rouche rounding up the top 10, Boileau, Moran, Ricard and Derek, and McClatchy was classified in the end but finished in the pit lane. So that is the first race of the Hoosier Formula Cup. I think it's about time to check out the highlights of that race.